It's 3 a.m. at a home in Kent County, Michigan, where police respond to a report of a disturbing home invasion.
As affirmative. Callers. Upstairs.
Inside, police find an 11-year-old girl suffering from multiple stab wounds, and their suspect, 24-year-old Ricardo Perez Castillo, a pantless Marine recruiter who has plenty of explaining to do. The suspect was reportedly being held at gunpoint by another resident of the home before police arrived and secured him in a patrol car, where we'll catch up with him soon. Now, officers get a chance to assess the scene.
Do we know what? So you see these shoes right here? I think those are probably his shoes right there. So my guess is he probably goes through the front door. Maybe takes shoes off, goes through the front door. So.
Did you guys find a point of entry at all? Any broken glass? I think he came in just through the front. Is there like signs of forced entry?
No, and the only thing I can see is just like muddied up. But it's dusty, so it doesn't look like they use it, so we're gonna say somehow kept it unlocked.
Yeah.
Next, we get our first look at Ricardo, as he's asked to undergo a portable breathalyzer test.
No, right? We're just asking.
Ricardo, we want to check your level of intoxication. You want to take a PBT?
Okay. Ricardo, so with a PBT, I just need you to take a deep breath like you're going to fill a giant balloon, and you're just going to keep blowing until I tell you to stop. Okay, does that make sense? All right, go ahead and take a deep breath and blow when you're ready. Keep going, keep going, keep going. All right, perfect. Thank you.
Can you tell me how long we've been in scene?
You got it, 125?
Yep. Moments later, Ricardo is escorted to a police station.
Taking the stairs? Yep. Can I help these stairs, okay?
Before you 131, I see you handling the straight C9 at 801 Austin Drive Northeast. They speak to you.
Let this get all wrapped around. Hang on right there, okay?
Alright, let's go ahead and you grab his necklace for me. You grab some
Yep. Oh, you're good. Let me grab that again for you. Just turn a little bit for me. Hold that for a second for me, bud. Alright. Alright, why don't you go ahead and grab that? You're good. Go ahead and grab that. Keep yourself wrapped up. Yep. Let me take a seat, bud.
take a seat, yep.
Alright, get that wrapped up so you're comfortable, so you're not exposing yourself, okay? Just take a seat.
Ricardo is left alone momentarily, while investigators gather more information.
Just like that, I just lived my life.
Next, Ricardo is given a change of clothes before detectives sit down with him and begin questioning.
Where are you originally from?
Pontiac, Michigan.
Pontiac, Michigan, okay. What brings you over to this side?
I was a recruiter around the area.
You're a recruiter?
Yes, sir.
For who?
Marine Corps.
Marine Corps, okay. Okay. So you must have signed up right away, right at 18?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What experience do you have in the Marine Corps?
It was a good experience, to be honest. Recruiting. I just noticed, and to be honest, it hit to my limit, and I'm not gonna blame her for that, what I've done. So it was harder than I was expecting, to be honest.
All right, so I think you kind of alluded a little bit earlier today when I was talking with you, but I mean, you know why you're here today, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And obviously I want to have a conversation about that. Okay, and what transpired last night into today, and what led up to us having a conversation. Okay. So I guess let's just start off at the very beginning if we can. Kind of walk me through last night, yesterday. So yesterday was Friday.
Yes.
Can you tell me what you were doing yesterday?
So in the morning, we had a physical fitness test for the Marines, and I finished that. After that, we went and just worked, or just had a normal, pretty much work. I went to the gym with some of the other recruiters, and then I went to grab a dinner or have some dinner. After that, I went back to the Grand Rapids office, made some other phone calls, went to grab some beers with one of the, my boss. And
So you had a couple beers there.
yes, sir.
How many did you have? Do you remember?
It was 2 beers and 1 tequila soda.
Remember?
That was it.
Okay.
That was good. And after that, there was a call, or there was the festival going on in Rockford, so I wanted to go over there.
Yep.
So I went there, and after that, I was just walking around, just,
Were you with anyone? Did you go with anyone there?
it was just myself.
You just went by yourself?
Yes, sir.
What time did you get to the festival?
It was right after, so it might have been around 8:23.
Okay. What did you do at the festival?
I had a couple, it was 2.5 years, and just walked around, listened to some music, and that was it.
After the festival closed, what did you do next?
That I don't remember. To be honest, the beers did hit more than I was expecting, and it kind of lost conscience.
Okay. What's the last thing you remember then from the festival?
Just walking around, that was pretty much it.
Okay.
Ricardo tells the detective that he spent the evening before the attack drinking heavily and says he doesn't remember much, but as we'll soon find out, that's not exactly the case.
All right, so then from the time from the festival, you walking around
Yes, sir.
until we made contact with you this morning.
Yes.
What all transpired between then?
Well, I do remember walking towards inside the house. I tried going through that first door. It wasn't open. I went to the one that it was open. I was walking around the rooms. I know. I grabbed a freaking knife from one of the the drawers. I opened one of the doors, and I remember that there was one door where that it was locked. So I walked upstairs. I think it was the parents' rooms. I saw them, and then I walked towards the lady. I don't know her name. To be honest, I don't know the family. Yeah, and that's when I did what I did. She started screaming, and I acknowledged what the fuck I did, and I regretted every single second, but it was already done. So I dropped it and kind of lost conscious of that, just until I was arrested. I remember a single second of it, but I kind of lost conscious for the moment that I did what I did until all of that shit. So I'm not gonna justify my actions because those are my actions, and I know I don't know if I actually killed that lady, and if I did, I'm gonna live with that remorse for the rest of my life. And if I didn't, if she didn't die, I still their life up, and I'm still gonna live with that shit for the rest of my life. I'm not gonna justify that I'm innocent because I know I'm not. So what I'm gonna do is pay whatever I need to do, whatever sentence I need to do. Then I'm just being honest with you, sir, because not only did I it's not a fucking mistake, to be honest. It's not like something that I could just say that I can justify. So
Ricardo details the disturbing alleged events of his night, saying he broke into the home at random, grabbed a knife, and attacked a sleeping child. Now, detectives continue digging for more answers.
Where did you start it?
neck. I try to go through like neck.
Okay. Why sever the neck?
The whole reason why, because in my head, that was gonna be like the easy way to kill her. That was it.
Okay.
No specific reason, like. So, to be honest, at the moment of the incident, I was trying to, and probably, I was gonna try to kill the whole family. I am not gonna explain the reason why, because in my head, like, it was just, to be honest, I don't fucking know.
It just made sense to you at that time.
Yes. I'm not saying like it didn't even make sense, to be honest. Like I wanted to kill the whole family, but I wanted to start with that person. And once I realized what the fuck I done, then I just stopped. That was it.
Now, Ricardo says he wanted to, quote, kill the whole family. But as investigators would later learn, the girl he attacked was a visiting friend attending a sleepover. Seconds later, detectives turned their attention towards the suspect's visible injuries.
The blood that you got on your neck and in your face right there, do you know where that came from?
Oh, that was me. So in my head, I was gonna kill every single person there in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I was gonna kill myself.
Mm-hmm.
So that I honestly forgot that. But I started kind of like scratching my neck, trying to cut my neck and do that.
Ricardo now says he planned to harm himself after carrying out his attack, before he shares much darker details of his alleged intentions.
Like, I'm really not trying to lie to you or anything, but that was literally what I tried to do. So I'm sorry that I forgot that part.
No, that's fine. It was early in the morning. We all had a long night. Obviously, you came in, you're on the sheet, right? You don't have any pants. Other than the shirt that you came in today, where's the rest of your clothing at?
I dropped my pants in it should have been in the room that that girl was there.
Okay. What's the reason for those not being with you today?
To be honest, nowadays is not only like it was one of the worst I've ever done, but I think I was trying to was that.
Okay.
That's. I'm not gonna believe that answer or anything like it. That was probably gonna like what's going on in my head.
Okay. So that when did you end up taking your pants and your
Right before like I actually like I went inside the room. I dropped those and then that was it.
So you went in the room. You saw who it was. They're all in the room, right? You then took your clothes off, took your pants and underwear off at that point. Okay, and then you went over. She was sleeping.
Yes.
And then you slapped her a couple times.
Yes.
Okay. With the intent of killing her, but then also
Yes.
her after the fact.
Probably.
Okay.
Ricardo tells the detective he planned to further assault the victim after killing her in an alarming admission.
Any other injuries that are gonna be found by the doctors that other than the stabbing? Like anything, no injuries, anything else other than the knife stab? No.
The victim reportedly suffered stab wounds to the shoulder and arm, but ultimately survived the attack. Next, detectives continue recounting Ricardo's night when even more peculiar alleged details come to light.
Okay. Did you stop? So after you left the festival, did you stop anywhere else in between before the house that you were found in?
I do remember talking to this girl now. I thought it was a dream, but I guess not. I was having this conversation with this girl. I don't remember her name, but we were just talking, and she was going to a party in like her friends or family and like event, and I didn't follow her, but I pretty much I walked her towards that party. She got there. I was just talking to the family and everything, and for some fucking reason in my head, it just feel like it was like the apocalypse. To be honest, I don't even know how in my head it got to that point, but it was the apocalypse, and there wasn't a lot going on, and there wasn't any people, there's barely people. And I know it's gonna sound fucking weird, but for some reason in my head the apocalypse happened when I was extremely drunk. So I walked with that girl, I took her home, and then I left there, and that's when I started walking towards in the middle of the fucking woods, and I didn't know where the hell I was. And for some reason, someone I got into the water. I swam a little bit. I remember drinking some of the water from a small puddle, or not small puddle, but a lake. I got to the house there, and that was also it might have been I was also trying to, but I was also wet, so I wasn't trying to make that much noise because I was wet.
Mm-hmm.
So
Is that why you took your shoes off and left them by the door?
Yes, because you were able to hear the squeaky noise.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. No, I just remember that part.
Okay.
And the whole reason why I actually left that place, it was because if it was the end of the world and there was zombies outside, and I know it's gonna sound extremely now crazy, but I was gonna go and try to get my machete to I can kill zombies so that was the reason why I left that place. So I started walking towards trying to find where is my car. So I tried to find my car, and I don't know where there was a vehicle. I'm pretty sure it was a police vehicle just passing by. So I just I just dropped in the grass, and then I started walking, and then I got to the puddle, and then I got to the house.
Okay.
To be honest, I don't know how to in my head I got to that point. I wasn't in any drugs or anything, and in that the house that I stopped by, I just took one Jello shot.
Mm-hmm.
Moments later, one detective reveals the victim's condition to Ricardo.
Since you've been so cooperative with us so far, and I appreciate that, I'll just she did survive. She's not dead. Okay. That gives you kind of any relief. Obviously, what happened tonight is not okay.
Yes.
I mean, in other words, like you said, you f***ed up, right? Whether it's the drinking, what the mixing of the drinks, right? That kind of got you in the situation.
To be honest, and I'm kind of like not happy for the simple reason is that I have this short in her life. Probably is gonna be traumatized for the incident that happened. So the whole reason, like I'm saying, like I'm not happy is because she's gonna be traumatized. That's for sure. She's like I'm not saying that she was a good or bad person, but in the end, she didn't understand what the I did. So, and by no means I'm gonna try to explain myself because I know that in no situation, no matter what the I was going through, I can explain what I done. So.
And a good way to do that too, and I've talked to people, you know, in cases like this too before, whether it's assault or it's something that traumatic happens to a younger person or any person by that means, is by you yourself, if you were willing to, you can write out a statement to the family, the girl, if you want. This would be in your own words. It's not something that I write or that we keep. It's just something that you can write down, and that note would then get sent to the family. You can explain, hey, you know, whatever may have happened last night, you know, you're sorry for what happened. You didn't need this to happen, whatever it may be, in your own words. That way the family, okay, if that's something you're interested in doing, we can provide a form to you and you can write down in your own words if you like.
To be honest, no, sir. Yeah, and the whole reason is because I don't think 1,000 words, million words would explain or actually symbolize how sorry I am. No matter what type of action I do and I go through, would explain what I've done.
Here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna go down to the King County Jail. We're gonna have a deputy that's gonna meet you up here in just a minute. He's gonna transport you down there, okay? You're being lodged on right now 3 charges, okay? Home invasion, 1st degree, okay? And there's a couple other ones on there with the assault and then the stabbing.
Ricardo was ultimately charged with assault with intent to murder, first-degree home invasion, and assault with intent to commit criminal sexual conduct.
Move right to the elevator.
How should they go, sir?
What's that?
How should they go?
All right. Just starting.
Go next, other ones.
The now former Marine recruiter later pleaded no contest to the charges and was sentenced to up to 40 years behind bars.
I've got a couple of doors to go through somewhere.
Subscribe now for easier access to the latest from Law&Crime BodyCam